Everybody. It is very late, I know. Can't be helped. We are burning the midnight oil, and things are really happening. I don't have to tell you. You can see it. You can see it in the market. You can see it all around you. You can feel it all around you, um and it really feels good. I think it really feels good. It's like finally getting a chance to clean out your closet. You clean it all out. You put it all out, and and then you have to evaluate what you want to keep and what you want to throw out, right? I don't know if that's a good analogy right now, but the last 4 years have been very eye-opening to so many people, especially us. We are at 1,683 days since Richard was premeditatedly, treasonously, politically murdered on Fort Bliss in the line of duty for reporting criminal trafficking and being the first Vanessa Guillen soldier, right? Because they didn't know what else to do. They did not want another Vanessa Guillen situation. They didn't want another Guillen situation. And so they had to get um, something relatable, that would divert our attention, that would make them seem like they cared. So they put this label on him instead of telling us what they knew, that they had his remains, that he had been murdered. No, they carried out, they used taxpayer funds to collude, and plan out a cover up. And they have spent millions of dollars on this cover up. So, yeah. And so here we are, very late at night, um, coming on, letting everyone know. Thank you so much for watching. Please share. Please share when you get a chance. It is really important for everyone to know what's going on. We have heard um, that Veronica Escobar, Representative Veronica Escobar, that is the representative for that area, that we were working, and she's absolutely up to no good. And she has been up to no good for a long time, even when she was a county judge, up to no good. She's the one that brought in um, a foreign national to to take the place of a judicial chief medical examiner's position that, according to the Texas Constitution, you must be a citizen in order to have that position. But she put in someone that's connected to the Sinaloa cartel. That's who she put in, a foreign national connected. And she's been up to no good with and has allowed the constitutional crisis to happen in El Paso. That's been under her watch. The denial of voting rights, the right to vote to the people in her district, for judges that sit on the criminal law magistrate court since 2015. She has absolutely allowed that to happen, funded the medical examiner, funded all that has to be approved. She's a approving person, um, and approving that these judges, um, that are absolutely masquerading. They're not really judges, right? Because they haven't been elected by the people. They're in violation of the Texas Constitution. This is a constitutional crisis right there in El Paso. And it denied the voting rights, the right to vote of the people there in El Paso. They need to vote for who they want to be their judge on a court that is that powerful. And also, the DA's office, she's absolutely allowed the tampering of documents. Um, no DA really legally in no prosecutor. That's what that means, no prosecutor. So that's a constitutional crisis because under the Texas Constitution, the holdover duly elected or properly installed appointed DA, but in this case it's duly elected Yvonne Rosales, would be the DA. And Veronica Escobar doesn't care about the Texas Constitution. She doesn't. And so the DA's office is left absolutely botched. It's botched under Bill Hicks, it's botched under James Montoya. And James Montoya was working side by side with Michael Maiella in the district attorney's office during the Walmart mass shooting. He was there, and Michael Maiella Jr. is a hacker, um, absolutely a hacker, an award-winning hacker. That's not my term for him. I'm not calling him a hacker. He's a hacker. He is an award-winning hacker, and he was working in the DA's office with Jaime Esparza and James Montoya, and they absolutely knew each other. They absolutely know each other very well. And because Michael Maiella is the son of Michael Maiella Sr., that works managing the federal courthouse. Okay, they all know each other. They're all buddies. They've known each other for years. And I'm wondering if what did Michael Maiella Sr. do before he managed the federal courthouse? Because they all know each other. And they know that Michael Maiella Sr.'s daughter, the daughter, was romantically involved and married Patrick Crusius's brother, who is also very handy with the computer for accounting, for banking, for all your banking needs, right? All your banking needs just go to Brian Blake Crucius, right? And so they all knew, and that's why the quid pro quo with Bob Moore's El Paso Matters, which belongs to El Paso Community Foundation, which was handling the victims' funds that were not being distributed properly. And they have a history of not distributing funds properly. And that goes to Veronica Escobar is not having the oversight, allowing this constitutional crisis, the all kinds of rights being violated with these conflicts of interest, right? All kinds of rights. And Veronica Escobar is just, protecting them, allowing it to happen. And so, the federal courthouse, the county courthouse, the DA's office, of course, the AUSA with Jaime Esparza having a sister in the Walmart. Everyone knew that was in that group that Jaime Esparza's sister was at the Walmart and he had a huge conflict of interest. But Veronica Escobar allowed him to stay on the case, didn't say a peep while milking the taxpayers of millions of dollars for the Walmart mass shooting case, and staying on the case and making the deal to just not do anything, but to get the bonus money, right? To get his paycheck and to get the bonus money. And um, yeah, so thank you, Anicia, for coming on. So Veronica Escobar meeting with Zelensky from Ukraine, right? Um, and, in opposition of President Trump is really shocking. This is what we've heard. She met with him. And, but it does make sense because remember that over 50%, about 50% of all the weapons and ammunition that was being shipped to Ukraine was being diverted, was being returned and sent and given to the cartel, the Mexican cartel, right over the border from her district. And, she wasn't even alerting her constituents about the danger, right? She wasn't saying, "Oh my gosh, we have the cartel is getting armed by our taxpayer money, right? By ourselves, we are arming the cartel. We're arming a terroristic. Or, oh, I shouldn't have said it. We are arming the Sinaloa cartel with our own weapons and ammunition that have been funneled through the Ukraine. Through the Ukraine. That's what's happening here. And she doesn't say anything. And her constituents are right there, right there. Just, Juarez is a Siamese sister. It's so close. It's so close. It's not a sister, it's a Siamese twin sister of El Paso. And it's more populated. It's more populated than El Paso. So the danger is real. And thank God for President Trump immediately on day one designating them the terrible organization and then sending troops. I think there's 12,000 more on the border, having Mexico, Scheinbaum, President Scheinbaum, send up troops up at the border because Chihuahua is ran, and this has been confirmed by the Sinaloa cartel. This is why these meetings by Tony Gonzalez, going into the consulate, meeting with officials from Chihuahua, means that he's meeting with cartel members, right? Uh, you know, and they're engaged in no good. They're engaged in no good activity and lending our consulate office for that. And Foley is the general counsel. He's allowing that to happen. And we've put in that we request that Foley be removed because now even he was cited at the governor of Chihuahua's speech in opposition to President Trump. And he was there. And, what is that all about? So you've got Veronica Escobar allowing all this constitutional crisis in El Paso and the huge security risk to her constituents. And then you have Foley, General Counsel Foley, whose duty is to be there for the safety uh, for the people of the United States, and he's lending them out to the organization that is up to no good, up to no good, with one uneven meetings. Having a federal representative meeting with state officials, even though they're Sinaloa cartel, um, you know, or other cartel too. You have Juarez cartel. Um, but it's just this is smells really stinky like treason. It smells really stinky like treason and needs to be all investigated. And then we got, well, it's been going on because General John Kelly and, um, General John Kelly's name came to us at Christmas time. At Christmas time. Um, yeah, that was very interesting what happened. We were targeted at Christmas time. General John Kelly's name popped up there, And so, we're learning more and more about his connection with the Chihuahua government, that he was working for the governor of Chihuahua as a security um, consultant, right? Analyst or you know, con- consulting her um, on security. And all the while sitting on the board of a company that is getting contracts for um, detaining, or I don't know if detaining is a good word, um, putting unaccompanied children in camps. These, I don't like that word unaccompanied. These are taken children, okay? You don't have hundreds of thousands of unaccompanied children, right? These are taken children. These are trafficked children. And what is General Kelly doing that? And working with this security clearance, working for a foreign country, the Chihuahua um, governor, the Chihuahua government. And on top of that, to know that the government in Chihuahua is compromised by the Sinaloa cartel and also some others. There's some others like the Juarez cartel, but mainly the Sinaloa cartel. What is that about? That's illegal. That's totally illegal. I mean, as a military wife, I absolutely know that that's illegal. That's really stinky. And how did he get that position? Who helped him get that position? Who there in El Paso is it? Is it friends of Veronica Escobar that gave him that position over there in Chihuahua? And then for security um, counsel, and then or giving security advisor. Yeah, I think that's it. The security advisor, but then also, um, running these. I, I wanted to say death camp. I wanted to say death camp because that's what they call the emergency intake center. And how much did his company play in in getting contracts for the emergency intake center on Fort Bliss? That is, it's not my name for it. It's what's going around. All those that worked there and know about this camp, this emergency intake center. They're calling it the death camp. Hundreds of thousands of children. I heard that um, I think around 70,000 have been located, but you're talking about hundreds of thousands. And our what we're hearing is that a lot of them are passed away already, passed away, lost their life because of this trafficking and because of the companies, the contracts that run this is up to no good. And any general that would go and work for a foreign country while opposing, because don't forget, he was opposing President Trump. He was opposing President Trump, and then he goes and wants to uh, help out with this illegal um, crossing that hurt so many. And now these children are now mostly dead. And he, what did he help with that? Not with that. With running the camp. That's what I'm talking about. Did he help with that? How much, it's just Richard's case keeps on exposing more and more, right? So you have Veronica Escobar, um, you know, not even letting her constituents know that all of these weapons and ammunition is going right there, right next door. And then you have General Kelly, who was DHS. He was Homeland Security when Richard was targeted and went missing and was murdered, and the whole cover up. He was DHS. He was DHS. The whole Walmart mass shooting case. That I really need to look at the timeline for that. I really do. I don't think he was DHS then. I really need to look at the timeline because it's very interesting with John Kelly, General John Kelly. And I have it from a very, very good source that he had something went very, very wrong in his spirit, in his spirit. Very, very wrong. It was so bad. Um, they could tell he was up to no good. This is a very, very good source. Very close. So, yeah, and something very wrong all around, all the way around, all the way around. And I think when you contribute to, um, emergency intake center like the one that was on Fort Bliss, that can make you not be all right. Not be all right. So those are the other thing I just left on the four computer people that I just don't think it's an accident, that um, Michael Maiella is this amazing hacker, and that Jonathan Ambriz, being a West Pointer, and being this amazing computer LLC business, um, property investment, guru, that's not an accident, and that um, Dallas Hart's very talented skills with the computer and security and all of that is not an accident. And then Blake Crusius, Brian Blake Crusius, with his very talented ability with the banking, right? With all his little banking, accounting um, talents. I just don't think that that's an accident. You can tell me, let me know, ask the questions, and let me know what you think. If that is sounds very, very fishy, and the whole thing with the Walmart mass shooting case, doesn't that sound fishy to you? It's very fishy. It's 100% fishy, 100%. So let us know on that one. And, there's just a lot of good things happening, and we need to keep sharing all of this information everywhere. And I know it's, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, but please share. It's so important. Um, and we will keep producing. We had a lot of important meetings today, and lots of things behind the scenes. And so we're not, this is just beginning. This is just beginning. We have so much to do. Um, and we're going to do it in support of the President of the United States, because if Veronica Escobar and Beto O'Rourke oppose President Trump, then that gives me more reason to support President Trump, because I absolutely know that those two are absolutely, absolutely the worst, and up to no good, uh, up to really disaster. So if they oppose President Trump, I am going to absolutely support President Trump, and he is doing amazing things. So, um, please share, please like, get others to share, get others to like. We are being shadow banned. So, and we're, working on a solution for all of that. So this is really important, to be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We hear that the media there in El Paso is just disintegrating. They're just disintegrating. They can't, they're so controlled that they can't really report on the news. They can't be investigative journalists. I mean, who would not want to report on any of these stories that we talk about, especially when it comes to the violation of the Texas Constitution in so many ways in El Paso? That should be out there all the time. Um, but there is a huge compromise there. And so, yeah, but I think it's all coming out. I think it's all coming out. And I just want to say thank you to everybody, share to everybody, um, sh- share this story, and, keep praying. And we really love you, and we really appreciate you sticking with us for so long, for the sake of El Paso, for the sake of Juarez, for the sake of, I believe this is going to help stop kinetics, because, right now I'm hearing that there's huge chance for kinetic warfare, right? At a big way. So, we need to be a government for the people, by the people, of the people. And that means we need to share, and we need to comment, and we need to get this truth out so that we can stop um, this all from just getting so out of hand. So thank you so much. God bless you. And I will be back tomorrow, God willing.